今週のスタートウィークは大変なことになっております。バンド2枚目のアルバムを出してすっごい勢いになっちゃいました。そのバンドの、中心人物と、メンバー2人が、来ています。My Chemical Romance, welcome. Nice to have you.
Hi.
Thank you for coming all the way, and congratulations on your second album, which must have been very difficult. The second album is always the difficult album.
Yeah. Actually, this was our second album on a major label, but we had the benefit of making 3 albums because we had one on an indie back home.
Right.
But so we could beat the sophomore slump that way.
Right.
Because we'd already gotten through that, and our second record.
Well, this latest album was it? You must have spent a lot more time for this album.
We did, yeah. We got to spend a lot of time with Rob Cavallo, the producer, and this record was really, we got to plan things out. We got to really do what we wanted, and we got to explore new things, experiment, and we had the time, But luckily, we've been writing on the road so much.
And you had some of them saved for you.
A lot of material. Well, the cool thing was, though, a lot of the material we wrote on the road, we threw out, we chucked it. But that was good because it got rid of all the stuff that would have been the follow-up to Revenge that people would have expected. It was just all in the same vein, and then we chucked all that out, and I think only 2 or 3 of those songs made it to the final album.
So you started anew.
Started totally new in New York City. We got to New York City, and we just holed up in SIR studio and wrote. And
How do you write?
Somebody will bring an idea in.
Is that like homework? I mean,
No, we only write when we're inspired. But the cool thing is we can write anywhere. We can write in a hotel room. We can write on the road and backstage. So that doesn't really, affect us. It doesn't mess our brains up. We only write when we're inspired. So that means all the material, whether it's good or bad or stays or goes, is very inspired material. And then somebody just brings the idea in, and then we assess it, toss it around. Everybody puts their spin on it.
But yeah, it's something where it's never like, all right, this is your time to write, and you kind of cram it all into there. And that's one of the reasons we went to New York for a little bit. We were in a studio, and they had hours where they were open. They closed at night, and it felt kind of like that. We would all drive in, and then we would write, and then we would leave. And we decided that we were going to move to LA, and we went up to Los Angeles and Silver Lake, and we moved in this house where there was a room where all of our stuff was, and we all lived there. So that made it so if anybody had an idea at 5 o'clock in the morning or 3 o'clock in the morning, we would knock on somebody's door and be like, yo, let's go try this out, So we played at all hours of the night.
Isn't it stressful?
Yeah. It was a very, very stressful record.
I was kind of wondering, with this album, you're taking us to a different avenue, apparently.
Yes, I think so.
So I was... because I get the impression this is the beginning of a big epic or something. I mean,
I definitely think it's the start for this band. It's a new beginning for this band. We discovered a completely new sound on this record.
This is something not coming out from just all of you being together, but from your past experience. I mean, you have worked as an animator, right?
Right.
So you have your story then.
Right, exactly. Like I was a visual artist. And I worked in comic books. I went to art school, and that was all stuff that I could apply to this. And the storytelling. I mean, we'd always been telling stories even since I'd say really the second record.
Right.
But a little bit on the first, and this is the strongest story. But it came out of the songs. It wasn't written beforehand. That's what's special about this one, And sonically, it delves into our childhoods, like musically, like the Queen influence, the Pink Floyd influence, the Black Sabbath, the Beatles influence on here.
Okay then. Let's join the parade.
All right.
I bet you still like this masterpiece.
Very much. Thank you.
You got to spend a lot of time for this.
Yeah.
Right.
A lot of months of preparation went into that. A lot of drawings, a lot of designs, and then finally the meeting with Sam, and then from there lots more designs. And working with Sam was phenomenal. He's a legend, and a genius. So love watching that video.
What about theatrical or the choreography? I don't know. The way you
Oh, you know, the great thing about our performances is that it's never choreographed or planned out. That's all. Like, for example, Sam just shot us, and he didn't tell us to do anything. He said, just do your thing. Just be My Chemical Romance or The Black Parade, you know? Yeah. Just do what you need to do and do it. And every director we work with, it's been like that, and it's been to the benefit of the video.
Right, yeah. Just out of curiosity, I mean, I heard some Japanese fan say that since you cut your hair short and dyed your hair, I don't know if you believe in astrology or fortune telling, but it changed the flow of force. We say in the doorway, if you put something gold or orange, you get the money, you know, coming.
Good fortune.
Actually, I mean, the last Summer's Festival, people wondered, where's My Chemical Romance? I mean, where's the guy with the long hair?
Right. Yeah. I do kind of believe that. Well, one of the reasons I changed it back is because it didn't feel right to me anymore. It was just weird. It felt like it did what it needed to do. Like I was method acting this character called the Patient on the record. It did what it needed to do in the studio. It did what it needed to do in those first 2 videos, and then after that, I just didn't feel right anymore. It felt too polished, you know?
Everybody talked about it.
Yeah.
Like the people that didn't understand what the reason was behind it, and then it was just such a thing, and it kept going, and I like it like this.
Me too.
It's a Gerard that I've always known.
Since you brought the word method acting,
right.
What about performance? When the bands are performing, I mean, when they hit on the drums, I mean, is that like method acting? I mean, is it like sort of a jam session, or is it like getting into the character?
Are you talking about for like a live performance?
Yeah.
I think it's sort of it's something that comes out in you with each different song. Like there's a different meaning behind every song, and I know for all of us that brings up different images, and it's so visual that it brings up different images and makes you perform in that way. And I know there are certain songs that we play that that I'll watch back on like video or something. And like, wow, I do weird things here, and some things I do weird things here, and it just happens. And we get so into the moment when we play, and weird stuff comes out.
Oh, it's interesting. I mean, it gives me goosebumps. I mean, when you watch yourself on the video, you see different you, right?
Right, definitely.
Yes.
Congratulations. Keep doing more of that.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having us.
Bob.
Thank you very much.
Gerard.
Bye-bye.